Welcome back to another year in review, and today we're diving deep into everything that shaped the United States in 2025. From the halls of Washington to the tech hubs of Silicon Valley, this year has been nothing short of transformative for America. So buckle up as we explore the political shifts, economic currents, and technological breakthroughs that define the nation this year. Let's start with the elephant in the room, or should I say the elephant back in the room. On January 20th, 2025, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States, marking one of the most remarkable political comebacks in American history. After defeating Vice President Kamala Harris in the November 2024 election, Trump returned to the White House 4 years after leaving office. His inauguration ceremony drew massive crowds and set the tone for what would be a consequential year in American politics. Trump's early months in office were marked by swift action on several fronts. His cabinet selections reflected his America First agenda, with loyalists and experienced political figures filling key positions. The administration moved quickly on immigration policy, economic reforms, and foreign policy repositioning. Executive orders came fast and frequently, addressing everything from energy policy to federal workforce restructuring. The political atmosphere remained intensely polarized, with his supporters celebrating his return while critics voiced concerns about democratic norms and institutional independence. Congress itself saw significant activity throughout 2025. The balance of power in both chambers influenced the legislative agenda, with debates over spending, taxation, and social policy dominating the discourse. Key votes on infrastructure follow-ups, healthcare modifications, and technology regulation kept lawmakers busy throughout the year. The Supreme Court also made headlines with several consequential rulings that impacted American law and society. Shifting gears to the economy, 2025 presented a mixed bag for American wallets. The year began with ongoing concerns about inflation, though rates showed signs of moderation as the Federal Reserve carefully managed monetary policy. Interest rates remained a hot topic, affecting everything from mortgages to business loans. The housing market experienced continued pressures, with affordability challenges persisting in major metropolitan areas while some regions saw cooling prices. The stock market demonstrated resilience despite global uncertainties, with major indices experiencing volatility but generally trending upward through much of the year. Tech stocks continued their dominance, though with more scrutiny than in previous years. The job market remained relatively strong, with unemployment figures staying low though wage growth and cost of living remained pressure points for many American families. Certain sectors, particularly those tied to artificial intelligence and clean energy, saw explosive growth and investment. Corporate America witnessed several major developments. Mergers and acquisitions made headlines, particularly in the tech and healthcare sectors. Some companies faced regulatory challenges as antitrust enforcement continued. The retail landscape evolved further, with the ongoing tension between brick and mortar and e-commerce reaching new chapters. American manufacturing saw renewed focus as reshoring efforts gained momentum, partly driven by supply chain concerns and partly by policy incentives. Now, let's talk about the technology revolution that continued accelerating throughout 2025. Artificial intelligence absolutely dominated the conversation this year. American tech giants pushed the boundaries of what AI could do, with new models demonstrating capabilities that seemed like science fiction just years ago. ChatGPT and other AI assistants became even more integrated into daily life, helping Americans with everything from work tasks to creative projects. The AI arms race intensified among US tech companies, with billions of dollars flowing into research and development. OpenAI, Google, Microsoft, Meta, and others announced breakthrough after breakthrough. We saw AI being deployed in healthcare for diagnostics, in education for personalized learning, in creative industries for content generation, and in business for productivity enhancement. The technology sparked both excitement about possibilities and serious discussions about regulation, job displacement, and ethical use. Speaking of regulation, 2025 was a critical year for AI governance discussions in America. Lawmakers grappled with how to oversee this rapidly evolving technology. Hearings were held, frameworks were proposed, and debates raged about balancing innovation with safety. Questions about AI-generated content, deepfakes, data privacy, and algorithmic bias took center stage in policy circles. Some states moved forward with their own AI regulations while federal efforts worked to establish national standards. Beyond AI, other tech developments captured attention. Space exploration saw American companies and NASA achieving new milestones. Electric vehicle adoption continued growing, with charging infrastructure expanding across the country. Cybersecurity remained paramount as threats evolved. Quantum computing made strides toward practical applications. And the ongoing development of 5G and discussions about 6G pointed toward an even more connected future for Americans. The intersection of technology and daily American life became even more pronounced in 2025, setting the stage for transformations that will echo for years to come. Now, let's dive into the cultural moments, entertainment highlights, and major events that captured America's attention in 2025. Because this year wasn't just about politics and technology. It was about the stories we told, the games we watched, and the moments that brought us together or sparked important conversations. The entertainment industry had a blockbuster year in many ways. Hollywood continued its evolution, with streaming services and traditional studios finding new equilibrium after years of disruption. Several major film releases dominated the box office, proving that Americans still love the theatrical experience when given compelling reasons to leave their couches. Superhero films continued their reign, though audiences showed increasing appetite for original stories and diverse narratives. The summer movie season delivered spectacle after spectacle, while award season showcased artistic achievements that reflected the complexity of American life. Television and streaming content reached new heights of quality and quantity. Prestige dramas, compelling documentaries, innovative comedies, and reality TV all found their audiences across multiple platforms. The competition for viewers' attention intensified, with services investing billions in original content. Some shows became cultural phenomena, generating water cooler conversations and social media buzz. Others explored difficult subjects, pushing boundaries, and sparking important dialogues about American society, history, and identity. Music in 2025 continued reflecting America's diverse soundscape. Major artists dropped highly anticipated albums, festivals drew massive crowds, and new talents emerged across genres. Hip-hop, pop, country, rock, and Latin music all had moments in the spotlight. Concert tours became major economic drivers, with ticket sales reaching astronomical figures for top performers. The industry continued adapting to streaming economics while finding creative ways to connect artists with fans. Music remained a powerful force for expression, protest, celebration, and unity throughout the year. Sports delivered unforgettable moments that united fans across the nation. The Super Bowl provided its usual spectacle of athletic excellence and halftime entertainment, crowning the champion and creating instant legends. The NBA season showcased incredible talent, with rising stars and established veterans battling for supremacy. Baseball's World Series reminded America why it's called the national pastime. With dramatic games and heroic performances, college sports continued their massive popularity, with March Madness and college football playoffs captivating millions. The U.S. also saw success in international competitions, with American athletes representing the nation with pride and distinction. Beyond organized sports, fitness and wellness trends continued evolving. Americans embraced everything from high-intensity workouts to mindfulness practices. The conversation around mental health in sports gained prominence, with athletes speaking openly about their challenges and the importance of psychological well-being alongside physical performance. Turning to major events and headlines, 2025 certainly had its share of moments that stopped us in our tracks. Natural disasters tested American resilience, with communities coming together in the face of hurricanes, wildfires, tornadoes, and other weather-related challenges. Climate change remained a central concern, with extreme weather events prompting discussions about adaptation, infrastructure investment, and environmental policy. The legal landscape saw significant developments throughout the year. Court cases with national implications reached resolution, affecting everything from constitutional rights to corporate accountability. High-profile trials captured media attention and sparked public debate. The justice system continued grappling with questions of reform, equity, and effectiveness. Social movements and activism remained vibrant forces in American society. Citizens organized around various causes, from economic justice to civil rights, from educational reform to healthcare access. Protests, community organizing, and grassroots movements demonstrated Americans' continued engagement with shaping their democracy and demanding accountability from institutions. The nation also faced ongoing challenges with public health, education systems adapting to post-pandemic realities, and communities working to address homelessness, addiction, and other pressing social issues. These complex problems didn't have simple solutions, but Americans across the political spectrum worked to make progress in their own communities. Cultural conversations around identity, representation, and inclusion continued evolving. Debates about education curriculum, workplace policies, and media representation reflected deeper questions about American values and vision. These discussions weren't always comfortable, but they were part of the ongoing American project of forming a more perfect union. As we close out 2025 and look toward 2026, several threads will carry forward. The Trump administration will continue implementing its agenda, with midterm elections on the horizon that could reshape congressional power. The economy will face continued challenges and opportunities as technology transforms work and global dynamics shift. AI will become even more integrated into American life, with regulatory frameworks hopefully providing clearer guidance. The cultural conversation will undoubtedly continue evolving, with new voices emerging and old debates taking new forms. Climate challenges will demand continued attention and action. And through it all, Americans will keep doing what they've always done: working, creating, competing, debating, and striving toward their vision of the future. That's 2025 in the United States. A year of political transformation, economic navigation, technological revolution, cultural vibrancy, and continued challenges. Whatever your perspective, there's no denying it was a year that mattered.